It's my birthday week. Hi, Erika Cole, the church attorney here, and I'm so excited. I'm a big birthday person. I enjoy celebrating birthdays of my family and friends, and certainly enjoy celebrating my birthday. But this time, instead of getting gifts, I want to give you a gift. The Church Law and Leadership Summit is just 3 weeks away, and now through September 2nd, when you register with the code birthday, you'll get an exclusive sneak preview of month one of the Faithful Foundations membership. That's an over $80 value, absolutely free. It's my way of saying thank you for being a part of this community and for the incredible work you're doing for your church and for those that you serve. So please celebrate my birthday with me. Grab your ticket at ericacole.com/summit 2025 and use code birthday before September 2nd to get your gift. Blessings to you, and thanks for celebrating my birthday with me. Bye. Welcome back to the Church Law Podcast, where faith meets practical leadership and legal wisdom. I'm your host, Erika Cole, the church attorney. And today we're giving you a front row preview of one of the most anticipated gatherings on the Faith Leadership calendar. It's the 18th annual Church Law and Leadership Summit, and it's happening online Thursday, September 18th, 2025. The theme for this year's conference, the theme for this year's summit comes straight from the book of Esther. For such a time as this, standing firm, serving strong. This isn't just another event. It's a divine appointment for pastors, church leaders, and faith-based executives to grow, gather, and lead with excellence. So the event runs from 11 a.m. Eastern Time to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And I just want to share my heart with you about why I created this event 18 years ago. I can't believe that it's been so much time has passed, but I'm so grateful for the thousands, literally thousands of church leaders who have participated in this event over the years. So this initially began as an in-person event in the Washington, D.C. area. And it was really from my heart and what I had seen as an attorney serving denominations, churches, and I really saw the challenges that they experienced from a legal perspective and also the gaps in ensuring that they had the support from other professionals who understood what it meant to operate a church with today's challenges. So I was able to bring in not only the legal perspective that I provided working with my team and staff, but also I would bring in insurance providers specific to serving churches, accountants, church builders. So over time, we just really built this amazing space that was a place for church leaders to grow. And I always say it was a place of information with inspiration. And so here we are, all these years later, still providing this space for faith leaders. And I love that we get to be of service in this way. Over the summer months, we pulled together some of the past topics and the let me just show you these amazing companion guides over the years. So if you are watching me on YouTube, you'll see me pull out some of these documents, and it's pretty funny because you'll see my pictures from over the years and some of the covers. Hold on. So this is the companion guide, which we call the resource guide from back in 2014. Do you see this? Yeah, amazing. We were talking about things like recent changes in the law, mental health, the church and the law, religious liberty update, being married to a pastor, making the right money decisions. Just some of the amazing topics that we covered there. This one is from 2018, where we talked about understanding leadership in an age of risk. We had the agenda here covering topics like financial considerations for church compliance. We had my plenary session, which was Faith Out Front, responding to a rapidly changing legal environment. We had discussions about the church as the employer. We talked about church mergers, which ultimately I wrote a church attorney guide on. We talked about how to get the money that your church needs to provide the services that it wants. Just amazing considerations. Again, this is the 2018 guide, and then this one, I'm just grabbed several of them. This one's from 2019. We talked about church leadership at a tipping point, new challenges, new priorities. Little did we know that this was obviously just months before COVID shut down the world. Here I did my welcome, my invocation, and I talked about church leadership at a tipping point. We had a representative from the IRS who spoke about exempt organizations and critical updates from the IRS for churches. We had a speaker from a major accounting firm creating, implementing, and monitoring investment strategies. Actually, it was an investment firm. And again, lots of, and a builder about how to build or not build, right? So this amazing event. And so it's so exciting to me to just look back over time and also just have this time of reflection and also just look toward what we're doing this year. So in our 18th year, we did rebrand in this 18th year. We feel like this title, or yeah, this title really best reflects who we are. The church compliance conference. Again, great title, served for many years, but we feel like the Church Law and Leadership Summit really reflects the fact that we have leaned into this being an online event. So I mentioned that we began in person and then COVID happened in 2020, as we all know. And we, like everyone, pivoted to an online event. In person, at its top, we probably had about 300 people, which is amazing, considering I'm a lawyer, not a event planner. So we had lots of folks coming in and coming together, and it was beautiful. And since we have pivoted online, we've now been able to see at the event upwards of, I want to say, like 1,200 churches and faith leaders, all from all 50 states. At the in-person event, we probably had maybe 10 or 12 states at the top. And again, wonderful people coming into the DMV. But online, we're really able to reach everyone everywhere. And we decided that we were going to commit to operating in that way. So what can you expect for this 18th year? We're going to be talking about, we're going to have our welcome and invocation, and I'm going to be covering top legal issues for such a time as this. So we begin with opening prayer and laying out the framework. And again, I'm grateful to be able to share about shifting laws and complex ministry challenges, to really provide you with this toolkit to lead with both wisdom and confidence. And then followed by a session, a keynote from Barbara Starley, CPA. She is both a member in the Faithful Foundation's membership and a CPA who is in charge of the Good Steward Church Academy. So she's going to guide us through 7 foundational pillars for churches that want to steward resources with excellence, transparency, and kingdom impact. And then we're going to have a Kingdom Leaders Networking session. You'll have a chance to meet like-minded leaders, and it's a time that's designed to spark purposeful connections and collaboration. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we come back all together for the fireside chat and Q&A. This is where wisdom meets real world experience. It's a conversation about staying healthy as a leader in challenging times, navigating life after pastoring. Sometimes pastors are willing or really have that challenge about leaving the pulpit because they can't imagine like what would life be like after pastoring. Well, you'll get to meet folks who have made traverse that road and are enjoying the other side. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to be discussing raising up the next generation of leaders. Plus, we'll take your live questions. The panelists include Michael Martin, attorney and CPA. He is the president of ECFA. We'll have Dr. Bobby Manning, who is really someone that we regard so closely when it comes to areas of wisdom and also being able to connect the church with the business side of operations. Also, Dr. Nicole Massey Martin. She is an author of a recent book that this prior podcast episode had a chance to interview her. And in fact, everyone who registers for this year's conference will have a chance to get a copy of her book called Nailing It. And she really talks about church leaders, and it's just a beautiful book and a great discussion. You'll also hear from Dr. Monique Flemings, who was operating in the pastorate and now really is able to coach church leaders and other faith leaders. And this will be moderated by Elder Derek Fletcher. And I'm really excited. You're going to have a great time with this panel, and we'll also take your questions. Then we'll have the closing and recognition. We'll wrap up with the Faithful Foundation's membership achievement recognition online ceremony to celebrate those who are making measurable kingdom impact. And again, Dr. Martin being the COO of Christianity Today and a voice that you won't want to miss during the fireside chat, and you'll get a chance to get a copy of her book. So don't forget to mark your calendar for Thursday, September 18th starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and secure your spot today. Remember, we are called for such a time as this to stand firm, to serve strong, and lead with faith and integrity. So go ahead and click the link in the show notes to get all the details for this upcoming event that has been called a top leadership event for churches for, I want to say, at least 5 years and counting. And so we look forward to you being there. Get all the details when you click on the link in the show notes. And we can't wait to see you online for the Church Law and Leadership Summit. See you there. Bye.